What's going on? My name's Matt Parker and today it's my absolute pleasure to be checking out the Grez Guitars Mendocino Bass 6. Now, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I am a huge Bass 6 fan. In fact, I've gone on many podcasts telling people it's my desert island instrument, and I really think that we can change minds with this incredible studio and live instrument. So it's a real treat for me today to be able to show you this absolutely stunning and kind of quirky Bass 6. So unlike a lot of its contemporaries, the Grez Mendocino is a hollow body Bass 6 and has some key features which differentiate it from other Bass 6s currently on the market. The first thing you'll notice is that this is a hollow body. It's incredibly light, coming in around 5.5 pounds. Now the body construction is particularly interesting. So it features a kind of hollowed out one-piece Honduran mahogany back and sides with an old growth redwood top. And that means it's very lightweight, but very articulate in its sound profile. And yeah, super comfy. Now taking a look at the back of the neck, we'll also see that this Bass 6 features a set neck construction. Now this is unusual in the marketplace. We don't often see set neck Bass 6s. Often they tend to be bolt-on varieties. So it's quite interesting and refreshing to see a company offering a set neck alternative. Now, set necks for me tend to offer less initial attack, but can often have better sustain and certainly have kind of a playing character and initial attack character of their own. So starting off at the top of the headstock, we can see it's got this fetching Grez logo. It's also got this really nice metal insert there, which I quite like. Now this Bass 6 features a 43mm nut width, and that is mated to a 12-inch fingerboard radius. So for fans of Gibson, this is going to feel very familiar indeed. The neck profile is a little bit flatter in terms of the fingerboard radius compared to its contemporaries, like again the Squires or more recently F-Bass and the Vintera Fenders. And then that radius is on a gorgeous ebony fingerboard with 23 frets. The neck itself is a one-piece mahogany unit, and you can see it's got a 3+3 headstock design. Now this has open-backed Grover machine heads, so these are super sturdy, super reliable. They're obviously tried and tested. And as we've mentioned previously, this is a set neck design, so there's quite a comfortable neck heel here, and then you can see there's obviously no inserts because it's glued in. Now, while we're talking about the body and neck, it's nice to see that we've got this really nice full body binding, which I'm a huge fan of. I think it looks super classy, especially on a black top. Now, this particular Grez Mendocino has been spec'd out by my good friend Joe Branton of Guitar Nerds. Now, Joe has very specific taste and asked for a Charlie Christian as a single neck position pickup only. However, usually these do come with two pickups, and I believe they are Gemini Dynasonics. So you do get a little bit more tonal variety with a normal off-the-shelf Mendocino Bass 6. Now, looking at the controls, we can see we've got two controls, and that is it. So we've got master volume, and then we've got a tone control. Now, initially you think it's just a master tone, but actually it has a center detente. Now, in the center position, it's just neutral, and then we have a treble cut and a bass cut, so it gives you quite a wide variety of tones. It certainly gives you the opportunity to kind of tailor a little bit more top end or a little bit more bottom end depending on your preference. Now, taking a look at the bridge, we can see it's got a Halon bridge unit. Now, some people complain about 2-string per saddle design, but I've had this with great success on Bass 6s before. It's a really sturdy unit, really well made, and it's nice to see this being incorporated on this build. And then that is mated to a built-in house Grez stop bar tailpiece, which again is just a really nice touch, really nicely finished, and looks super cool. Another really nice feature about this bass is it comes in a super nice Reunion Blues gig bag, super high quality, really protective. I'm a massive fan of these, and again, really nice touch that it comes with that kind of gig bag. Now, I know why you're all here. Let's get down to some tones. So there we have it, the Grez Mendocino Bass 6. I'm a massive fan of this instrument. I really like the weight. It's super comfy, either on a strap or on your lap. And it doesn't give you a dead leg. It doesn't hurt your shoulder. It's just kind of all day comfy. Grez do a really good job of making a really kind of well-balanced hollow body instrument. Now, one of the things I really like about this bass is the neck profile itself. It's kind of a little bit fatter front to back than you might get on, again, contemporaries like a Squire, for example, but it's super, super comfy. As a bass player, I'm a big fan of having a bit more neck in my hand, and in this instance, it's a really nice job. And also, they use carbon fiber reinforcement in the neck, so it's been very, very stable while it's been at my house. I haven't had to adjust the truss rod at all. And again, I think that just shows a really nice commitment to doing kind of high quality builds on behalf of Grez. Now, I've mentioned again, bass 6s are one of my favorite instruments, and it's for good reason, because you can cover kind of guitar range and bass range on one instrument. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, her bass 6 is typically tuned E to E, but an octave below that of a guitar, so it puts it firmly in the bass register, but it gives bass players more access to higher notes. And it's a really interesting hybrid instrument. It kind of gives guitar players a lot more access to being able to do bass lines, but it also gives bass players the freedom to take solos or do additional chordal range music, which they wouldn't be able to do with a normal 4-string bass. Moving back to the bass, one of the things that I do really like, which I wasn't sure about when I first played it, is this notched tone part. It kind of replaces the typical strangle switch you might find on a Fender style bass 6, which has a low cut only, but this is really versatile. You can kind of blend in different bits of the frequency range until you get to kind of like, the extreme of either end. And I kind of find it a little bit more usable in that regard. It's kind of, you can really tailor the tone to your ear rather than just being kind of on a switch and then having to fiddle with the master tone, which is very like on or off, I tend to find. Now, I think this is an absolutely stunning sounding and looking instrument. Again, super comfy. But to be devil's advocate, one of the things I would say is that it's a shame it hasn't come with a vibrato unit. I personally tend to find that on bass 6 style instruments, I actually use the vibrato a lot. So it might be nice in the future for them to offer one of these. Secondarily, and this isn't criticism, but it's just something to be mindful of, this is a slab body instrument. So if you're someone who really likes to kind of hug the forearm to the top bout, it's just something to consider, because obviously, although, it's kind of like a bound rounded-ish edge, it's still very kind of like acute in terms of the angle as it gets to the top, rather than something beveled like a normal offset, like for example, a Fender or Squire bass 6. I've really enjoyed my time with this bass 6. Thank you so much to Joe at Guitar Nerds for sending it my way to check out. Definitely go check out the Guitar Nerds Instagram and podcast, because if you're like me and you love bass and guitar gear, you're gonna have a fun time. If you're interested in more bass 6 content, make sure you check out my Instagram at Matt Parker Bass. As always, I've been Matt Parker. Thank you so much for watching today. It's been a pleasure having you with me, and until next time, I'll see you soon.